Welcome to Gathering with God. Thank you for tuning in to this Word with God. And so I'm Ansley. Then we have...
I'm Kenzie.
I'm Jordan.
And Jordan is our guest speaker. In this episode, we are interviewing Jordan Andrews, and Julie's sharing her walk with God and how she navigates being a Christian at Wanna Grove. So basically, the main point of this podcast is to show the gospel and how Jesus died for us. So, talking about Jesus' birth, he was born in a manger, right, Kenzie?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
And I honestly, I was thinking, Jesus born in a manger, he's the King of Kings, and he was born in a manger. Isn't that so interesting? Yeah. So, if you want a manger for your baby, just like Jesus, then Silver Sky Woodworking would be the best place to go. A special thanks to Silver Sky Woodworking for their support of our channel. Without them, it would be impossible to record this. If any of our listeners need custom furniture, accent walls, cutting boards, or custom cabinets, they should head to verdiannews.org and click the link for Silver Sky. And we are always looking for new sponsors, so let us know on verdiannews.org if you would like to be part of our work and reach our audience with us. So let's get into this podcast episode. And so before we start, Kenzie, would you like to read our scripture of the day?
I would. It comes from Psalm 18, verse 2, and it says, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust."
Good, okay. So starting off with our signature question, share the most impactful situations / blessing you've experienced as a Christian.
The most impactful thing that I've experienced was honestly this past summer before school. I went to a lot of church camps and just a lot of different things, and the way that I got to see the Lord move in my heart and the hearts of those around me, it was just so beautiful. It was something that can only be experienced, and words cannot even begin to describe the way that the room felt and the way that the room looked. Just everybody just in awe of the Lord and his goodness.
So how would you say that made you feel, and how did it shape you into being a better Christian, a better person?
For the first time ever, I got to sit in awe of the Lord, and I got to see truly how good he is. And despite all of the troubles and heartaches that have happened through my life, I got to see the goodness of God for real for the first time ever. It was my eyes were open for the first time.
Yeah. I went to this youth group at Church of the Grove, with some of my friends, and we were having a worship time, and this one girl started crying. I was it's there's something wrong, with because you think when someone cries, you think they're sad, but no, she was happy. She was so happy because she got to share this time with the Lord and actually be able to worship and feel his presence, and I thought that was amazing. So going into your testimony, Kenzie, can you ask these questions?
Yes. What was your life like before Christ, and how did your life change when you became a Christian?
Well, most of my testimony actually happened after the fact of me getting saved and getting baptized, because I did that and made those choices at a really young age. But it wasn't until middle school and early high school that I started to look for my identity and my self-worth in the things of the world, and just all the things in friend groups and just in people, and it just was it left me so empty, and I experienced a lot of loneliness and sadness and anxiety and all the things, but after Jesus, things have not been perfect, but they've been so much better. I have hope that it's gonna get better.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about this before we started the questions and stuff. But the reason why I chose you is because you've impacted my life in just the short time you've been in it. And I've always wanted to talk to you because I could just see God in you. And I didn't it's funny too because I know her brother, and I did not know they were brother and sister. Cause yeah, y'all look the same, but I don't know, it's just
we're very different.
Yeah,
people.
very different. But
very different people.
It's just I don't know, like when I talk to Jordan, like I feel like she hears me and she's actually listening to me and she she wants to talk to me, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, like, they'll just like look at you and like they'll talk to you, but they won't like actually like talk to you like as a person, like as a real person. And like that's just like what you do, and like I'm thankful for that. And also, the thing about Jordan too is she likes to call everyone princess, and that's the one thing that stuck out to me. And like it's just kind of like encouraging, you know what I'm saying? Like encouraging words. Like I had one girl, like every morning she like call me beautiful, and like that stuck with me, you know what I'm saying? So like that really sticks with you, like throughout your day.
It's different when you like feel like the person who is calling you that like actually means it.
Yeah.
Because there's like some very ingenuine, you can say like cool or like nice names, but like if you don't actually mean them, it's like the whole I love you thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when you're just like bye, like I love you, but like you don't actually mean it.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same.
Exactly.
What were the defining factors that made you choose Jesus?
Really, it was just like the people around me. I remember when I felt the Lord's presence for the first time. Like I was sitting in this like auditorium at this like Christmas concert like for our friends, and like the little kids were like up on stage, and it was like this time of prayer, and like I was 10, so like usually you just sit there and you just are like looking around the room and you're like, oh, all these people are like praying, like what am I supposed to do? And then like for the first time I just felt like this overwhelming presence like in my heart. So like then I started asking questions and stuff, and then I just kind of just got to that point, I guess.
Who encouraged you to become a Christian?
Mostly just like my parents, like my mom and my dad for sure. Because every time like I've always asked questions about everything still.
Yeah.
But like growing up, like I asked questions about everything, like why are we doing this? How did you get there? Why did we do that? And so really just like asking questions and like them and their willingness to always answer the best way that they could.
Describe how your life changed after accepting Christ.
The biggest thing is just that like I have a hope that I didn't have before. Like I have hope that even in my most like down in the dumps like times, like I have hope that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not always just gonna be dark forever.
Talking about like the auditorium like feeling, I felt that too. Like I used to go to this one church my mom went to when she was a teenager. It was called Lighthouse, and like I was sitting, like I think we were standing in the auditorium, and like they were singing this song called like I think it's Ain't No Grave. And it was like ain't no grave can hold my body down. Like I don't know. It's like some song. That's the only time I've ever heard it ever like sang by like a choir or anything, and like it was so impactful that like it's just kind of like you close your eyes and like you just like you feel like him like hugging you. You know what I'm saying? And so it was so weird because then like all of a sudden my like legs like got a mind of its own, and I started walking towards the altar. My parents were like, wait a minute, and like they like turned their head like, what's going on? And I'm like 12, 11, I don't know. And like I just start walking towards the altar, and then my dad follows after me, and then my mom follows after me. Like at this time, my dad's like not the most spiritual person. He never grew up in that household. So like seeing him do that was like amazing to me. And so like I can relate with that, honestly.
Hey Ansley, would you like to ask some questions about FCA?
Oh yes, bro. As an FCA leader, new person, I really appreciate Jordan's guidance because she's like a veteran in like this little group, you know.
That makes me feel so old.
no, I've got like an old veteran, like I don't know, like.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's a full circle moment here for me.
So, why did you decide to become a member of FCA?
I started going to FCA meetings March of my freshman year, and really the idea was just to like get to be around people who thought the same way I did. And like it has helped me grow so much. Just like I made some of like my best friends through FCA.
Yeah.
So just like finding that community of like-minded people.
So like how would you describe FCA as like a group?
I would say one, it's fun. But it's very much like what you make of it. Like when you come in, like we hope that you're greeted and like welcomed and that you feel welcomed. But also like if you come in and like you don't really talk to anyone, then like it makes it kind of hard to have fun. And so that's part of why I love doing those like little icebreaker games that we've been playing, is because like it helps people like get to know each other, and it kind of breaks the ice in the room.
That's good. So, like, why did you decide to be an FCA leader?
I decided to be an FCA leader because really, it wasn't because, like, I just, like, really wanted to. It was because I felt like it was something that I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I heard it everywhere. Like, I felt like I heard it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like the Lord was speaking to me through people. And then I, like, kind of prayed about it, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
So I just did it.
So, going into being a Christian girl in high school, how do you navigate relationships, friendships, and being a student as a Christian?
That's a loaded question with a lot of different kind of answers. The biggest thing is just trying as hard as you can to keep your focus on the Lord, and then letting Him lead you, and then everything else will fall in line. Relationships, friendships, like all the things, like when you keep Him first in all that you do, like everything else will just fall in line.
I could say though, like for relationships especially, like I feel like every girl goes through this where they just like want a boyfriend, you know, and they're like you know, like not do anything to get it, but like you'll put up with some stuff so that you can have that like relationship.
Yeah.
And then you find people that aren't like the best people for you, and then you're just like, oh no, I made a mistake. So like it's kind of like trial and error with that. And like I used to have that problem a lot in middle school and like elementary school, and it was like I was just like love on the brain, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted it. So then like once I decided like, you know, like I don't want this cycle anymore. Like I started like actually putting God in the center of like my life and like the things that I did. That's whenever things got better for me.
That's part of like when you find all of your contentness within the Lord, like that's when you can pray for like things that you want. And if it is something that like you desire, like you like general people, like if it is something that like you desire and you're praying about it, like then He'll bring you someone that He's like handpicked for you, and it will be perfect.
Yeah.
Or it won't be perfect, but it will be from Him, which will make it so much better than anything that we could do.
I agree, honestly. So talking about like college, like what are your plans for college?
My plans for college right now are to go to Gwinnett Tech in Lawrenceville and just commute there and do the ultrasound sonography program. Diagnostic medical sonography is what it is called.
Okay.
And do that, and I would like to come back and be a youth leader at Church at the Grove, which is where I've gone since 6th grade.
Yeah.
So I would love to come back and do that since I'll be here.
So how will you take the lessons you've learned in high school and the wisdom you've learned to college, like as a Christian, like what am I saying? The Christian lessons you've learned in high school and stuff like that.
Well, in college, you're put in a different atmosphere, obviously, than you are in high school, and you meet a lot of new people that you have never known. Like, there's people from all over, and so really just having the discernment to decide, what is my community out there, and just, like, praying about it, too, like, asking the Lord to just, like, reveal those things to me, and just, like, being open to, like, listening and stuff.
So you plan on still going to Church of the Grove?
If I can, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I feel like I need to, like, do something else. But as of right now, that's what my plan is.
Yeah. So, like, what values will you keep in college?
Really, like, the biggest thing is, like, keeping the Lord first in all that I do. And, like, just focusing on, like, being content with Him. And just, like, listening to the things that He has and just, like, giving Him my yes.
Yeah.
And just, like, being willing to do the things He has.
So something we were going to do in the beginning that did not happen. Like, we're still working out the kinks of this, so I'm so sorry, listener, if you're confused what's going on. So we were going to do like a little life update, but it's fine. We're doing it at the end. So Kinsey, start with your little life update,
Marching band started, so it's been a lot of practicing that for about a month and a half now. And then just like new classes. My new classes are really good and they're really fun.
Yeah. I want to talk about the Loganville game because, oh my gosh, like, I can't stop talking about it because it's so good. Yeah, so we won against Loganville. That was really fun. I did that. That was like last Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I got to go with my friends and dress up, and it was really fun. And so like my friend Lexi was asking me, she was like, "Hey, like, do you want to come to church with me?" But like she said it was like in Athens. I was like, in Athens, girl, like on a school night, it's crazy. But she was like, "I'll take you" and stuff, and I was like, "Okay." But, like we didn't get to do it today because she has practice, but we're probably gonna go next week, so that'll be fun. And my dual enrollment started Monday. I was really I was actually really excited. I don't know why, but I love when like I get to like take notes and stuff by myself. Okay, I know this is weird. But I love to take notes by myself. I don't like to have like a paper. I like to write stuff. I like to make pictures. I like to do the little highlighters and the pens and all that stuff. And like dual enrollment let me do that, and it was so fun.
Yeah, by your 5th and 6th dual enrollment class, you won't feel that way anymore.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You will just buy a composition notebook and just decide to write whatever you want to write.
Let me enjoy this moment, okay, Jordan? Like,
I have been decorating my papers since middle school,
Yeah.
and I don't even care. I'll be drawing Christmas
Yeah.
trees in August on them and like little snowmans.
Okay, so once again, thank you for listening to Gathering with God. And tune in next time for a life applying lesson found in the Bible. It will change your perspective on life for sure. And so, remember, God made you special.
And he loves you very much.
Goodbye.